Hi everyone, welcome back to Paying It Forward. This is going to be a video of my week in snippets, so I'm going to be bouncing around, I'm going to be in different outfits. I thought it was a really good way to do it, partly because for my full-time job I get up at 6 AM in the morning and I tend to get home at 7 PM at night, so that actually only gives me about 3 hours of leeway in the evenings to get all my housework and everyday tasks done, as well as my research for this project and my organisation. So I thank you in advance for your patience. I hope you enjoy the videos. I just wanted to let people know that since my last video where I covered my causes for the project, people actually made a point and said, hey now, you've missed some really important ones. And it's true, I did. I missed off domestic and physical abuse and also emotional abuse from my list. So don't panic, that is on there now. I have no idea how I missed them off in the first place. They are so very obvious. So, okay, those are on my list now. That's all sorted. Next thing I wanted to let you all know is that I'm in the process of setting up my blog. I'm hoping that in the next week or so it will be functioning and ready for visits. And what I'm going to do on that is I'm going to give a list of my sources for my research for each of my causes, a list of news articles and such like for people to read on each of the causes, and also lists of links to related charities for each of my causes. Like I said, I want to be as informative as possible with this, so if anybody has any suggestions or anything to send over or give me, that would be absolutely great. So this is my plastic video. I just wanted to let you all know that what I've noticed so far this week is that I may actually be limited in what I can actively do locally towards this cause. You know, plastic pollution is an absolutely massive environmental topic at the moment for a lot of people. It's really been brought to highlight, and I am having more and more passion for it every day, the more and more I'm learning. So I just wanted to let you all know that I'll see how I go, but I might decide to cut this one short round about March, because like I said, there may be a limit as to what I can do. I'm looking into it as much as possible. Even if I do cut it short, I'm still going to remain involved in the cause. I'm going to do things behind the scenes to reduce my plastic use, and also make people aware throughout the next few years, you know, because this is something that really needs to be tackled. Again, suggestions are welcome. If you can think of anything that I might be able to do locally or within England, then that would be great. I'm willing to travel to try to get to events and stuff. This week, so far, I've been looking into what I can do locally. I live in Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire, and I've actually had an absolute massive stroke of luck last week. I was at work and I happened to meet someone who works for the Parks Trust in Milton Keynes. Those of you that don't know who the Parks Trust are, they are a charity that work towards keeping Milton Keynes areas safe and green and the wildlife healthy, basically. So yeah, I spoke to this lady and she said, hey, you could actually contact so-and-so and ask if you could volunteer. And I was like, wow, I mean, what are the chances that, you know, I've literally just this week started my plastic pollution research and I've run into you. This is like literally a blessing out of nowhere. So yeah, I wrote an email and I'm in the process of trying to arrange to become a volunteer ranger for them. I'll let you all know how I do. It's currently, what day is it? Tuesday. I'm hoping that on Saturday I'll be able to meet somebody from the Parks Trust to discuss this more. So like I said, I'll let you know about progress with that. The training for the role that has been suggested to me actually goes on until, I think it's like May or June. So I have to do a few training sessions before I can even start with them. So I will be making a long-term commitment to the Parks Trust if, you know, all goes as planned and I can do this, because they're looking for someone to do something maybe once or twice a month, which actually works perfectly for me. So yeah, I'll let you know. Alongside that, I have contacted Milton Keynes Council to ask them if there's anything else I can do. So far they haven't gotten back to me, which is a bit of a disappointment, but I recognise that they're really busy, so I'm hoping that I'll get some correspondence from them soon. If I don't, I've decided that I'm going to go out on a Sunday, go to a different area in Milton Keynes and litter pick for a few hours. Like I said, I want to highlight the fact that you can just do small things off your own bat towards charitable causes and environmental causes, and this is one of them. I thought, okay, I don't want to only be doing things with one charity. I want to do as much as I can, like I said, with the time that I have. So yeah, if they don't get back to me, I'm just going to get up off my butt, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a few hours litter picking because it's better than nothing. I feel like we've become really desensitised to the living conditions in some areas actually. Having said that, if anybody would like to take some photographs of plastic pollution or littering or recycling problems in their area to send in to me to post on my blog, that would be absolutely great because, like I said, I want to give as broad a perspective on this as I can. I live in England, so if anybody in other counties would like to send in photos, if anybody from other countries would like to send me photos, that would be absolutely great, because the bigger a view we can give as to how global this problem is, the better. You know, I'm all for awareness with this. Plastic. Okay, plastic. What have I learned? I started from scratch with this. Again, I've got my notes. I apologise. I've learnt a lot and my memory isn't great. So I'm going to start with a definition for you. Let's go to the dictionary. So plastic. A synthetic material made from a wide range of organic polymers such as polyethylene, PVC, nylon, etc. that can be moulded into shape while soft and then set into rigid or slightly elastic form. The definition of that originates from the Latin plasticus, which means that may be moulded. I'm going to go from the Industrial Revolution with this because that's when things really started markedly kicking off from what I can tell. Again, like I said, I'll be sharing my sources on my blog when that goes up. So I'm going to start with the Industrial Revolution, and in 1845 Thomas Hancock patented vulcanized rubber, and 3 weeks later Charles Goodyear was awarded a patent in the US for the exact same product. In 1854 to 1858, this is a really interesting one for me, the first transatlantic cable containing gutta percha was laid. Now, gutta percha is actually a material that we use in dentistry. We use it for root canals. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. So that actually was interesting for me to find out something about material that we use in my working everyday life. So yeah, the first transatlantic cable was laid, and it reduced communications from 10 days, get this, ready? 10 days to 17 hours. So 10 days to just under 1 day. That is amazing. Now, unfortunately, it only worked for 3 weeks, and it took 4 years to lay it. So I can only imagine the disappointment, but at the same time, the immense sense of achievement that they must have gotten when it worked, because that's such a major leap in communications. It is unbelievable. And I've been taken aback by some of these things in history that I'm actually learning. It really makes you think about the people that did the groundwork for the society that we live in today. So yeah, 4 years, wow. Okay, moving swiftly on, 1872, the Hyatt brothers patented the first plastics injection moulding machine, which literally helped things take shape. 1884, George Eastman patented the first film roll made with nitrocellulose, and he founded Kodak in 1888. Everybody knows Kodak, they're a massive company. In 1921 to 1928, and this is a really astounding statistic, 18,000 tonnes of shellac were used to create 260 million gramophone records. Records have been making a really good comeback at the moment. I absolutely love vinyl. It is amazing. And I've only ever seen one gramophone in real life, and it was an absolute blast into the past. It was a complete piece of history, and it overjoyed me to see one played, because I'm really, really big on my music, and to think that that's when it took off, you know, I just really, really astounded me. So, as some of you may know, mass production of plastic actually started in the 1940s and 50s. We've come forward absolutely leaps and bounds since it was created and developed. And if you think back in the day, people would have been using things like glass and ceramic to get by, and now I've been going shopping this week, and it has absolutely astounded me the amount of plastic that sits in just one supermarket. Something that I quite honestly never really thought of that much before. It made my jaw drop. And I got home and I unpacked my shopping. I have actually put aside a few items from my recycling and my shopping this week to highlight to you guys how much of it we actually use on a day-to-day basis. We don't even think about it. I'm going to start with the product that is probably in most people's homes. Milk. I love milk. It's great. We love cows. They're lovely. Now, with plastic, if you're looking at a recycling label, some products will actually have 2 points on them for what you can recycle, because they have sometimes 2 or 3 components that are made of plastic, but different types of plastic. So some of it your council may take and some of it may not. You can look up on your council website what your local council actually does in your county or in your area. Some places I know you have to actually separate your waste, your recycling waste anyway, to have it accepted and stuff. It seems a bit far-fetched. In Milton Keynes, we chuck everything in one bag and it goes out and they separate it there. Having said that, if I look at this bottle, it says that the bottle is widely recycled, but the cap, I have to check locally whether my council would actually recycle that. And I can tell you now, I know why. It's coloured. Coloured plastic is notorious for being difficult to recycle. So, and I'm trying to look at the resin identification on there. I'm going to go through this in a little while. I don't know if you can see. I think it's too dark. There's a little triangular identification symbol on most bottles and such like that tells you what type of plastic it is. The other thing is, I decided to buy a bottle of cat milk for my cat this week. Keeper is around somewhere. You will probably see him wandering around in the background in some of my videos, living the leisurely cat life that cats do. Lucky boy. So yeah, wave hello to him if you see him. And I decided to buy him some cat milk as a treat, and he absolutely loved me for it. Now, as you can see, his cat milk has the recycling logo on it, but I had another look because I thought, ooh, okay, it's got a plastic wrap around it, and I know that sometimes some products, they like you to take the plastic wrap off because it's not actually recyclable. So I've had a look, and for looking, I can't see that I need to take that off, so I'm going to put the whole thing in the recycling. That's great. Having said that, I had a smoothie earlier this week, and lo and behold, they wanted me to take the plastic wrap off of it, so I've done just that. It's just a bottle that is going in the recycling bin. Bananas! Yeah, bananas. I just wanted to point out that the cellophane wrap for my bananas are not, is not recyclable, but it does have the rainforest logo on it with the little frog, so that's always another good thing to look out for if you can. I know that some cardboard products as well have it on, so keep an eye out for the Rainforest Alliance logo as well. That's another good one. Moving swiftly on, I had a dessert from a takeaway the other day, 2 days ago, and it came in a plain plastic box. Now, I can't see a resin ID code on this. I can't really tell what type of plastic it is. I've decided to go out on a limb and stick it in my recycling, and I would rather that they can't recycle it and chuck it aside than find that they can, and I've put it in the regular waste to possibly end up in a landfill. So, okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And the other thing when I went shopping the other day was I was running out of washing up liquid, and I picked up some more. Now, when I went to switch the bottles over when I got home, I'd previously used a cheap knockoff product for my washing up liquid, and I just so happened to look at the back of the old one and the back of the new one. Back of the old one, I don't know if anything's in reverse hit, but there's no recycling logo on there whatsoever. I've read it 3 times over. I'm not sure it's recyclable. I'm going to put it in my recycling bag anyway, but it doesn't say anything on there. Now, I went for a better known brand for my replacement bottle, and lo and behold, bingo. That's what we want to see. It's, you know, it's really important to be checking for this stuff. And for me, I know that people need to be saving money and whatnot. I personally have decided that for the extra 40p or so, I think it was, I'm just going to buy the branded stuff. I'm going to check, and I'm going to buy the branded stuff and be sure that I can recycle it. Because again, I'd rather know that it is actually recyclable and pay the extra money than take a risk and it end up in the landfill. So yeah. I can't believe the sheer amount of chewing gum we have on the pavements in our country. It's horrific and disgusting, and I hate it. And the point in all its glory. Not even kidding. My God, the irony. Hi everyone, I'm having a really busy day at work. I don't actually know if you can hear me because of all the traffic. Thought I'd go out for a walk at lunch and soak in some of this sun. Spring is really coming. Just to let you all know, this is going to be the end of this video. I've actually got so much information to share with you that I'm going to have to split it into 2 videos. I don't want to send you all to sleep, but I thought I'd just share how beautiful Newport Pagnell looks in the sun. It's absolutely gorgeous. On another note, I've been looking at all the plastic that we use at work, and unfortunately in my job role there's not a lot you can do in that sense. You know, obviously we work to specific rules and regulations that are set by the government and the health authorities, so it is what it is. You have to keep it to a minimum as much as you can, but not a lot of control. So yeah, I'm unnerving everybody by talking to myself in the middle of the street, so I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to go and have a hot chocolate, and I'll post again in a few days. Ah, here comes Kelly. Everybody wave to Kelly. Wave, Kelly. Hi. Alright, see you later guys. Bye.